everyone. Welcome. Sorry, having a little bit of technical issues here. I think it's just the case of the Mondays. So it's not the only thing I'm having technical issues with. Anyways, what are you drinking today? How are you doing? I am finishing up my London Fog from Bentley and Mine's tea time this morning. But I am drinking it with Peak tea, Pique, Peak tea, Earl Grey. It's crystallized in powder form. So it's really good. And of course, with my steamed milk and vanilla and stevia added to it, doing that. So how was your week? Anything interesting? All right. So last week we talked about healing through writing therapy and the benefits of it. So this week we're going to talk about how you can get started with that. So first of all, you want to choose your method. What method of writing do you want to do? Do you want to use a physical notebook or journal? Or do you want to just type on the computer, like in a Word document? Or you can use your phone or tablet, because now, phones and tablets have those apps now that you can make notes and write and everything. Me, I don't know, I think I would want to use either typing on the computer or just writing in a journal. But to each of their own, whatever is easiest for you. Do cursive. You can also, once you figure out your writing method, you want to find a quiet space. Like, where are you comfortable sitting and writing or typing, whatever you're doing. And, do you want to have, you can add meditation music in with that, or some nice background music that helps calms you and kind of relaxes you and lets you just let the thoughts just flow through you from your mind through your fingers to the page. And then you don't want to be able to be interrupted. With that, interesting enough, I would say I read somewhere where Shonda Rhimes, she's the creator of like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Bridgerton. They say that she takes like 4 hours a day, and I think she starts at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and she works for 4 hours, and you cannot interrupt her within those 4 hours unless like the house is on fire or there's an emergency or something that she needs to tend to right then and there. But other than that, you cannot interrupt her. And so that you should do the same thing, like, because you want to set an amount of time you want to write for. Like, if say, hey, at least 5 minutes a day, or at least 10 minutes a day, or every other day, or once a week, like whatever works for you. So aim for that time and set a time limit. So you can at least, if you want to say you want to at least write for that much. Now, to me, I feel like once you start, you should keep going until you're done. And when I say you're done, like until you stop, until you just can't write anymore. Like until, with whatever's flowing through, you're finished. Interesting enough, I've thought about writing a letter to my mom, and the only reason I haven't is because I'm afraid once I start writing, I won't be able to stop, because I feel like there's so much I have to tell her. Even like when she first passed, like I talked to my mom every single day, but all the feelings and everything I was feeling after she passed, I felt like if I started writing, I wouldn't be able to stop. And so I've kind of put it off. It's always been back and forth. Every now and then it's itched up to where I want to do it, but I just don't. So maybe I should take my own advice, huh? But yeah, it's and when you're writing, don't censor yourself. Um, be honest about your feelings and without judgment, because you're just trying to get them out. Even if you think someone would think this is bad, who cares? They're not going to read it. They're not going, unless you show it to them. So they're not going to read it. They're not going to, you're your only judge at that moment, because you're the only one reading it. You're the only one seeing it. Unless you show it to somebody else, it doesn't matter. So be honest. Don't censor. Even if you're one of these people who do not, if you don't cuss, like when you speak, if that's just not in your nature, but then when you're writing and you're writing your feelings down or whatever you're writing and it comes out, so what? Write it. If that's how you're feeling in that moment, write it. Who cares? All right, this is about you and your journey. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. It's the content that matters. Also, you might want to consider writing prompts. So if you're having a hard time, like where to start, you're not sure where to start, there are writing prompts that are designed for cancer patients and survivors to help stimulate reflection and self-expression. So to help get you started, because maybe once you get started, you might only need one thing to think about, to talk about, and that's it. And it can get you started. Who knows? You might not be able to stop once you start. So some of the resources there, you have cancer support organizations like Cancer Care and American Cancer Society that offers healing through writing therapy. A lot of the cancer clinics and hospitals, again, mostly in major cities, offer this as well. There's also online writing groups, such as virtual writing groups. There's one that's offered by New York Oncology Hematology, facilitated by an experienced individuals like Emily Rubin, that can provide a sense of community and support. So that's something you might want to look into. Interesting enough, I will say, my husband, he's an emergency veterinarian. One of the clinics that he worked at, they offer healing through writing therapy virtually for grief of loss of your pet. It's really interesting. I think it's something that comes around maybe once a quarter, once every other month or something that they do that, but it's done online, so a lot of paid in it. So there's also guided journals and journals you can write in specifically for writing therapy or healing through writing therapy. If you find one you like, so they kind of give you something to like reflect on, you can write about. There's also that one book, it's like the book that you can destroy, so it tells you to like do different things at different types of pages, and so you can kind of destroy the journal. It tells you to, so that's you can do that if you're, depending on how you're feeling. I would think if you have some anger that you're going through and you need to get it out, like I think that would be really good for that, something like that. But there's also a lot of books that talk about healing through writing therapy and helping you get started with that, and talks about that. You also you can write poems, you can write music, you can write song lyrics, letters. A lot of people sometimes they'll write letters to different, like if they're upset with someone with how they handled something, or if they're missing someone, or they'll write letters to God or a higher power, whatever they believe in, and they'll write the letter, and then once they write it, they'll burn it to kind of release it, and to close it out for them. It's like a closure for them. So they put the feelings on paper and they release it to burn it, or they burn it to release it. Release it to burn it. They burn it to release it. I will say right now we're in dry season. Wherever you're at, don't go outside and burn it unless you have a fire pit already going, and the safeties of fires. It's very dry just about everywhere, in a sense that fires can easily be started. So you don't want to do that. But yes, those are some of the things that you can do. Even just journaling. A lot of people like to journal, and I mean, even different things. Like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be like your feelings. Some people, like, they journal their dreams. They get up and the first thing they do is they write down they have a journal next to their bed, and they write down what they dreamt that night, especially if it's something very vivid that they dreamt. So you can either look up the meaning or keep track of what you're dreaming, and just different things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be how you're feeling. You can, journal different things, whether it's what you did that day, or what you would like to do. You can write down your goals and ambitions, and I'm definitely one of these people who believe, like, you put it out into the universe, it's going to come back, good and bad. And so you can, if you have dreamed or journaling how, like, you want to get through this journey. You want this journey to be as responsive as possible. Whatever path you're taking, you can journal that. So it can also be your dreams and ambitions, or it can also be your feelings, to get your feelings out, as well. So yes, now I will say we do have a lot of journals here. So if you're a cancer patient and you're wanting to get into healing through writing therapy, and you would like a journal, please reach out to me. I will put the email in the description, so brandy@willowhavenspa.org. But I will put the email will be in the description as well, email address. So you can reach out, and they'll reach out to you. We have a lot of different types, so I will definitely reach out to you or respond to you as far as what kind of journals we have, which one you'd like, and I'll send it to you for free. So, because that's what we do here. We want you to be able to work on yourself, work on, step outside your comfort zone, work on yourself, and help you as much as we can on this journey, and to heal on this journey, and to respond better to your treatment. All right. So, with that being said, definitely leave in the comments, like, what kind of writing therapy would you do, or what would interest you. So, and how would, in what way would you do it? Would you do it through writing journal? Would you typing, your phone, tablet? And then would you write poems, or would you write song lyrics, letters, or would you even compose music? Because composing music is still a form of writing therapy. And of course, you add in music therapy in with that. So you can do a 2-in-1 there, if you want. But yes, if you get a chance to leave it in the comments, what would you do? All right, guys. So with that, have Bentley up here. He's laying in his little bed. So say hi. Say yes. we have been working on this little one. Say, all right, guys, tell them, say, take care of yourself, all right? And tell them to enjoy their tea. And we will see them next week under the willow tree. And for them to take care.